Welcome back to day 29 of the 30-day coding challenge. Today, we're going to be building this rock, paper, scissors game. If you're new here, hi, my name's Zoe. I'm a software engineer and former university professor who loves teaching folks how to code. If you're interested in learning how to code and potentially starting a career as a front-end web developer, check out that first link in the description below. But without further ado, let's hop into day 29 of the coding challenge. Alright, so as you can see, it's a pretty straightforward rock, paper, scissors game if you ever played. There actually is some rules too, so we can show those later. Basically, what you're going to do is you'll pick one of the three, rock, paper, scissors, and then we'll surface which one you picked, and then the computer's going to be the other player. And so it's going to say the house picked, and then it'll show which one the computer picked. And then we're going to tally the score up in the top here, so we'll have a running total of how many times you've won, essentially, against the computer. And then, as I said, we'll have the rules as like a little pop-up modal at the bottom there. So pretty cool, pretty straightforward sort of game, but definitely gives us a lot of design challenges and things to work with. So let's hop into the project. So I've gone ahead and split up the app. This is using my Material UI, Next.js, and TypeScript starter, using the app router that Next.js has. And then the design is from Frontend Mentor. This is actually one of their free designs, so definitely take advantage of it if you'd like to sort of build a game. It is one of the more advanced designs, so it definitely would look good on your portfolio. So to get started, I've gone ahead and brought in the images that they've provided to us. So they have rock, paper, scissors, the different images that we need. And then, but the rest we'll have to build out ourselves. So I want to go ahead and first start by clearing out the styles here. These are just reset styles that I put in the starter. You can use them or not use them. And then, or probably that I left in the starter. But yeah, you use them or don't use them, up to you. And then, yeah, this is our homepage. So I think what I want to do is I want to figure out the logic of this as well as the design. I think the first thing I want to do is, let me start a new folder called components. And I'm going to have to create a custom button. And then maybe these different views, or just we'll switch what shows up depending on which one you click. All right, so first things first, let's create the button. So I'll say new file, button, custom button. And you can call this anything, but I'm just thinking like these are all buttons. And so that's what we're gonna have as our rock, paper, or our scissors. So it looks like, there's just this outline, this colorful outline, and then, a little bit of shadow. And again, we don't have to be pixel perfect, but we want to try and get as close to the design as possible. I'm also going to create a new folder with the data, new file, data.json. And we're just going to quickly make our buttons. So we're going to say, what should we call it? Rock, paper, scissors. I'm going to call it selection. Probably, again, choose whatever name you want to use. We're going to say rock. I'm going to give rock the ID. I don't know if we'll need an ID, but I do like to give the ID just in case we do need it. And then I want to also give it the color, because we're going to have the, these colors are going to be specific. Actually, this, okay, we'll do paper first. I think it's this blue. That looks about right. And this is going to be the blue. So this is paper. And I'm just creating this little array of data so that when I loop through the buttons, it's a little bit easier. But totally not necessary. And I could also probably hard code it. We'll see. 3. I might end up actually having to hard code it now that I'm looking at it. But we'll figure that out. All right, cool. So we have rock there. With the button now, the button is going to take in, it's going to take in the image. Oh yeah, and then that's the other thing. I need the image. Image. And then we'll say, oops. Not what I was trying to do there. Paper. Copy relevant path. Cool. So it's going to take in the image, which will be a string. It's going to take in the color, which will also be a string. I think that's it for the moment, because the name actually doesn't really matter to us at this time. It might though. We might need to bring it into the button. All right, cool. So then this now is going to start off as a button. We'll style out a material UI button. And then the color, the border is going to be probably like 6 pixels or more solid. And then color, probably like 20 pixels. So the border, the border radius is going to be like 50 around. Like we're trying to make it a circle here. And then on the inside, we're going to have the image. Source equals image, alt equals, I guess we could take in the name. That would be a good accessibility feature. Alt will be the name. And then height, let's try 50, width, just putting in random numbers at this point. And then we can be specific after. And then on the home page now, I want to say import data from data/data.json. We'll say data.map, which button. And I don't think the map's going to work actually, because I do need to place them specifically, but maybe that's another field we could pass to it. Let's say the key will be the ID, button.id. Oh, and it's going to ask for color string. Oh, it's not name. It's okay. I'll just change this to name. Actually, that's a better word. Name, and then ID. Oh, okay. It doesn't need the ID. Perfect. Okay, so then awesome. Not too bad considering this is a really rough mock-up. I think we're gonna make them a little bit bigger. 100 by 100. I guess the actual, maybe these are 75 by 75, but this is closer to height equals, let's go 200 pixels by 200 pixels, width, oops, not equals, 200 pixels, save that, okay. Yeah, not looking too bad. I think probably need to make this, as I said, like closer to 20. Looks pretty good. And then, yeah, we'll start off with that. As I said, I kind of want to get the logic right before we get too deep into the styling. So we have rock, we have paper, we have scissors. Now, what we want to happen is on click of the rock, paper, or scissors, we want to save that response. And then we want to do some sort of random call for the computer, and then if the two match, it's a tie. If rock, then we have to do the logic. So I think what we want to start, I think probably in this home page. We'll say use client, because we're about to be using a lot of state here, and we want to say const user selection, set user selection, use state, we'll start with null, and then import from React, and then const computer selection, set computer selection, use state, null. All right, and so we'll pass in set user selection, set user selection, and then we'll say on click. Selection to be, I'm going to pass it name. I think we'll use that. Or I can do ID, it doesn't really matter, but we're going to do name for now. So set user selection to name. Okay, so then it's not going to be any, it's going to be a string. Oh, and it's going to give me an issue there. We're going to take this to be string or null. And this is a TypeScript thing. Again, if you're not doing TypeScript, you don't have to do a lot of the stuff I'm doing here in terms of the typing. Okay, so set user selection. And then we want to get the computer. So say const get computer selection. So out of, I guess it's good we made data an object. So out of the data, we basically want to choose a random one. So I think, I looked this up earlier, you can do math.random. So you want to get a random, this is basically the actual function we want. We want to get a random number. Actually, I'm going to just copy this because that's pretty much exactly what we need to do. So we need to get a random number. Const get a random int. All right. And then max is a number. Whoops. Number. And I might move some of these into a utils function depending on how crowded this, or utils file, sorry, depending on how crowded this gets. But basically what we want to do is say const index equals get random int, and it will be 3. So yeah, 0, 1, or 2. Ooh, should we 0, 1, or 2? Const, So it's going to give us an index. Okay, keep going. I might just add 1 to whatever the answer is. And then we want to set computer selection to be data index. And I think data index dot name. Sorry, data index dot name. There we go. And I think that is going to be how that works. So we get the computer selection, and then we say in a use effect, I think we want to call this when the user selection changes, we want to say set timeout. So this is going to basically give us a few seconds. And then, yeah, so we want to call get computer selection and then wait like 500 milliseconds or whatever. And then I want to just console.log user selection, and I want to console log computer selection. Yeah, I want to see if that works before we get too far into this. Okay, so refresh. Why is it giving rock already? Okay. Or maybe, okay, so it's automatically calling. This doesn't really matter, but, because I could just like fake, like it could have a choice already. I could just fake showing the choice. Also, I want to make sure it changes. So right now it's rock. Okay, it's scissors. Okay, so that would be a tie. Okay, cool. It does. Scissors, rock, Why have we gotten paper? Paper was my choice. Oh, because I put +1, because I am being silly. Because I was trying to do it by ID. There we go. Okay, so now we're getting paper. Oh, we got paper and then we got scissors. Interesting. All right. Yeah, so what I'm saying is I could actually just call this in a set timeout after the user clicks. After the user clicks the custom button. I could then call get computer selection. So I could do that. I could say get computer selection. And then in the custom button, I say get computer selection. So get computer selection. And then let's say set timeout. Get computer selection, and then we'll say 1,000 milliseconds, which is just 1 second. Get rid of that, and then now it should just call when. All right, so yeah, nothing. Then I call that. Oh, it doesn't call. Let's try that. I just want to make sure it's actually changing. Ooh, no. Okay. All right. Maybe we'll go back to the other way. Because I do really just want to make sure it calls. All right. So we'll leave it at that. We won't optimize and do all that right now. We might do this later. Okay. So we have our computer selection and our user selection. And then I think the last function we need is to declare the winner, right? So we say const declare winner. And so basically, there are a few scenarios that we have. So rock beats scissors. Scissors beats paper. Paper beats rock. All right, those are the scenarios. So we want to take in the user choice and the. I guess we don't need to make it a variable. We can just say so basically what I'm thinking, like there are two steps to this. It's declaring which one won over which one, and then which user it belonged to. Okay, so we could do, maybe we could do a switch statement. Expression specifies. So we can do switch case case, whatever it is, choice, break. Okay. So we have the user selection, computer selection, switch. I'm gonna say const user selection, comma, computer selection. Can we do that? No. Okay. Basically, we want to compare these two first. So we'll say if user selection equals rock and computer selection equals, I was trying to optimize it, but this might be the fastest way to do it. Scissors, console log, user wins. Because this is going to result in like 6 different cases, which is not ideal. Else if scissors. Oh yeah, it's actually this one is easier. If user selection equals computer selection, we can just say it's a tie. Actually, I'm sure there's something I could do with the IDs here. Selection, and I think that should probably be our last. Else if we'll say else if user selection equals scissors and computer selection equals paper. Console.log, oops, user wins, else if user selection equals paper and computer selection equals rock, console.log, user wins. Right. Else I think that's right. So these are all the scenarios in which the user could win. If the selection is rock and the computer selection is scissors. If the user selection is paper and the computer selection is paper. If the user selection is paper, and it's rock. Those are the 3 scenarios in which the user wins. If it's rock and it is paper, they lose. If it's rock, yeah, and that's the only other choice. If it's scissors and it's rock, they lose. If it's paper and it's scissors, they lose. That makes sense. So we basically say all of these scenarios the user will win. If they are equal, it's a tie. Otherwise, the computer wins. So I think that's not bad. That's not bad in terms of logic. I was trying to like optimize it, but I think that's pretty much as good as we're gonna get right now. But if you have a better solution, put yours. Use yours in your scenario. So yeah, let's see if this works. Refresh. Okay, so it's prematurely calling it's a tie. So I hit paper. Oh, computer chose scissors. Okay. And then now I know. Okay, got you. Okay, cool. So that works. The logic is working correctly. Good. So we then want at the end of I wonder if I should pass declare a winner to Oh, and then let's set the points. Const user points, set user points equals use state 0. And then that would be something we do here. We'll say set user points to user points plus 1 in these 3 scenarios. Okay, so those are the 3 scenarios in which the user gets more points. And then let me look at the design one more time. So oh, and then you hit a play again button. That's the important thing there. And then on hitting the play again button, you reset everything. Okay, so let's do 2 things. Let's set the background so we can actually see, because I'm going to make some of these white elements. Radial gradient. Okay, let's try that. Radial gradient. Okay. Borrow this. I'm going to go ahead and set the background to that. Body, HTML, background color, radial. Oops. Pass that in. And then, and this will be the other one. Save that. And then we'll say background repeat, no repeat. Good. And then we'll say the page height 100 view. Okay, good. And then overflow hidden. Good. Okay, great. So we have that. Touch up the styling on the button a little bit. So we'll say that. We'll say background color is going to be white, I'm assuming. Say white for now. Great. So we have that. And then we need a couple of different components. We'll say new file. New file header. Is there like a logo? There is a logo. Okay. So we'll say turn this into a box. And we'll say the border. I have a feeling it's this color. And border radius, maybe 1 round. And then we'll have the logo. Copy relative path. And then alt equals logo, height 200, width 200. And then we'll have, this is going to take in points. What do we call it? User points. And this is going to be right here, and that's going to be a box. Save that. And then we'll have 2 typography elements. So we'll say typography, let's say score, and then we'll have the actual score. user points. I'll say display flex direction column, justify content center, padding 1 rem, border radius 1 rem, 2 rem. Color is going to be this color, and the color of that is going to be this color. Oh, nope, didn't grab all of it. There we go. There we go. Okay, cool. This one here, this is going to be a flex box. Flex. Justify content, space between. You also need a little bit of margin, or padding, sorry, padding. 1.5 rem. And yeah, let's try that. Let's put this on the page. And oops, user. There we go. No, okay. User points. Cool. All right, that doesn't look too bad. Pretty close. I think I'm gonna wrap this whole thing in a container instead. I'm gonna say max width equals large. Oops, large. Not too bad. I think we can probably make the logo a little wider. Maybe 300, 100. Cool, looks pretty good. And then I'm gonna say cool, looks pretty good. And I guess we might, I might just make this into a thing. So instead of doing that, I might do custom button data 0, data 0, ID. What was that first one? Which is a little bit annoying, just because then if I have to make any change, I have to do it individually. But I think it's going to allow me to style it better. Why are there 4 of them? Okay, there we go. Good. I was wondering. I was like, why? Where did the extra one come from? All right, so we have those 3. I'm going to put them in a box, of course. Oh, and I got rid of box, and I was like, where's the box? Okay, put it in a box. I wonder if that triangle, there is a triangle. Oh, okay, cool. So background image is URL, oops, URL. Okay, good. Background, repeat, no repeat, good. align, center align. Header width percent. Page for this one, I'll say width 70%. We'll say, all right, how's okay. And then background position. Okay. Oh, why did it disappear? It's like there, but it's not there. Height. It's there. Say flex direction column. Okay, getting there. Good, getting there. I think we're gonna have to pass in SX props. Okay. Good. And then we're gonna just make this a little slimmer. Nice. All right, that's pretty close. I'm pretty content with that. We can make it a little slimmer. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. All right, cool. So we have our rock, paper, scissors. All right, that's just the first hurdle. So this is just how we click it. So once we click it now, we need something to change. So on click, we want this now to show up. You picked and the house picked. All right, so I think what we should do is maybe have different slides. New file will say step 1, and then we'll show this. What else do we need? Oh, yeah, the data. Do we want pass data? We definitely need to pass set user selection. Do we want to pass data? Yeah, we can just pass data. Okay. And then here we'll say, oops, step 1, data equals data, set user selection equals set user selection. Cool. So that should look perfect. Looks exactly the same. Refresh. Yeah, looks exactly the same. Cool. So we have that. So that's step 1. New file. Say step 2. So for step 2, we want it to be this. You picked and the house picked. Okay, so we'll say, just create a little typography element there. Typography. Say you picked, and it's going to be color is right, and then and it was 24 pixels bold. All right, 24 pixels bold. You picked, the house picked, the house picked. I'm gonna wrap these two in a box. Oops. Justifying content, space between. Flex, direction column. And then in the second box, we're gonna have the choice. So we need to say step 2. We need to say, all right, user selection equals null. Step 1, right? Step 2, selection does not equals null. Then we show step 2, right? So when the user has no choice, we show step 1, then we show step 2. And then we're going to pass in user selection. And then we're going to take that in. Oops. And that is going to be a string. Oops, string. And then what we're going to do, we're going to say const user choice equals data dot filter for the choice, where the choice dot name equals the user selection. We're going to import data from data.json. Okay, cool. And then we're going to bring in a custom button. Probably should have named that better, but anyway, custom button, and the pass in data. Set use. Oh yeah, so we need to make that optional. And this is an optional thing now. On click if if set feature selection. Great. Step 2, where we have set image color name. Oh, sorry, not data. User choice. No. Okay, we'll just type it out then. All right. Image color name. So image equals user choice dot image. Oh, no. Right. No, okay. Dot find. Okay, cool. That's an image, name. Color. Color. Okay, cool. So we have that there. What else? What else? Oh, right. So we have the first box, which is the custom button. Then the second is just a box. Oopsies. Box. And then we'll say, oops, I broke something. All right, let's go back. We'll have a box. It's going to be self-closing. And we'll say the background color is going to be this. What color is that? Or do we get an image? I don't think we get an image. Yeah, it's just going to be whatever color that is, which I suspect is the second color here. Could be wrong though. Background color, border, radius, 50 rem, height. What? This will be the same height as the button. Height and width 200. 200 pixels. Save that. And so we have this. We'll say display flex. And then justify content space between. All right, so let's try that out. So we have this, click that. Okay, awesome, you picked the house pick, perfect. Let's make it a little bit wider. Width, width, 100%. Okay, maybe not, maybe 50%. All right, and then we'll say margin top 5 rem. Great. And then we'll say margin bottom 2 rem. Great. You picked, the house picked. Something to that effect. And then now, this is why I wanted the computer selection to come after, because now it's going to be a little bit weird. All right, so how do we determine we could I'm thinking we could have a set timeout and then just pass that to, if we pass in the computer selection, all right? Computer selection into to step 2. Right, and then timeout. $5,000. And then could say const show show results, set show results, and then yeah, we'll turn this. So we'll say set show results to be true, and then this is either going to be results. If true, we want it to be a custom button. Say computer choice. Then we'll pass in the same thing. So we'll say image equals image good. Okay. And computer choice, if true, yeah, if false, show that. And then this is string or no. Interesting. Okay. Do that. So that should work. Let's try it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh. Yay! Okay, awesome. Maybe it's a little bit too long, but that worked. So then we are now showing results, and then I guess we could have done this in a separate component as well. No, I think doing it in this component makes sense. Does it? Yeah, that works because the use effect works. And then yeah, so then we'll just put in the play again here. So you gonna pass in, gonna set the result here. Set const result, set result, oops, result. Did I call it result in here too? Okay. We're gonna pass result here. And we're going to display, oh, we're going to say result, oh, result is a string or null. Result, and then we'll say result, and then we'll have a button that says play again. I'll say, oops, let's zoom in here. Good, okay. And this is only going to show if show results. Yeah, okay. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, house picked, play again. Okay, cool. So yeah, we need to set the text. So set user points. Instead, we'll say set result to be you win. Is it just you win? Yep, that's it. You win. All right, we'll change this to be a string. You win. You win. I could have just done this. Yep, you win. I will say it's a tie, and then we'll say house wins. Oops. Oh yeah, house. Oops, okay. Good. Yes, that works. House wins, and then, yeah, that should work. So that's, I should change this to like 3 seconds, but anyway. House wins. All right, let me style this up a little bit. Step 2. Six bold. $800. Okay, good. And then now with the on click of the button, we want it to reset to this state. So we need what this is determined whether user selection equals null. User selection equals null. So then we want to set user selection. Set user selection. Set user selection. Oops. on click. Set user selection to be null. Should import it. That would be useful. Okay, good. So let's try it. Okay, that logic's not working, but let's click play again, but it does reset. All right, so we got a couple things to fix out there. If user selection, it's a tie. Let's, we're console logging user selection, console logging computer selection. Let's see, and then I'm gonna lower this because this takes a while. Let's do 2 seconds just so we can test it. All right, refresh. House wins, correct. I win, correct. House wins, correct. I win, that's correct. Okay, let me see what happens. It's a tie. It's a tie. Okay, maybe it just wasn't working last time. House wins. Yeah, see this. Why is when it's paper? And it's paper, computer selection. Ah, at one point it was scissors. I'm not quite sure how to solve for that, so that might just be something we have to live with. Let's see. Also the score. That style is not correct. Let's go back to the header. Okay, and then we'll say okay, adding okay, cool. So let's play. It's a tie. Play again. House wins. Wait, no. House picked paper. Ah, but at some point the house picked rock. That's why I want it to just trigger when we pass it in. Actually, what if I do it in here? I wonder if that will work. Paper, computer chose rock. Yes, it works. Rock. No! It keeps the rock, but now it's showing paper. What if I... Oh, maybe I should make it null. Yeah, because it starts off as null. Declare winner. Set computer selection. Set user selection. Set computer selection. And then set computer selection to null. Alright, let's try this again. Paper, scissors, that's correct. Okay, and they're both null now. House wins, yes, that's correct. House wins. House wins. Computer selection, scissors. User selection, rock. No, but I should win. Selection, rock, computer selection. So that's just a logic issue at this point. Let me look at the logic. If user selection rock and computer selection equals scissors, result, scissors, scissors. I spelled scissors, right? If user selection equals scissors. I'm not sure. Should be a tie. Weird, why is it saying the house wins? Is it, oh, maybe I have to, do I have to reset the result too? I think that's the issue. I'm being silly. Right, so from now it already has a decision. It's a tie. And then it changes to house wins, which is correct. But now, okay, so it's saying it's a tie again. Pick scissors. It goes back to the original result. House wins. So where are we? We're declaring the winner. Maybe I'm calling that in the wrong place. Maybe I need to call it here. Let's try that. Yeah, let's try that. Declare winner. And also excuse me. All right, let's say declare winner should be in here. So we get computer selection. I'm going to do 2 set timeouts. Set timeout. Declare winner. Gonna pass that just a quick 500. And then gonna pass declare winner. Declare winner. All right, let's try that now. Yes, that's right. Yes, that's right. No, that's wrong. Oh, jeez. I think it's because, okay, so it's not resetting result. Oh, goodness. This is a lot of prop drilling. I should probably move a lot of this around. Or it's an empty string. What does it start off as? Yes. No. Result. Paper, rock. Result is house wins. It's something to do with the logic, and I'm just not seeing it. That's correct, though. In that case, that's right. No, in that case, that's not right. Okay, so when it gets down here, what is user selection? But no, we have what user selection is, right? Like, we see it right there. This is a scenario where user selection equals scissors and computer selection equals paper. Maybe could we do it without strict equals? But I wonder if there's just gonna match on. I'm not sure why this isn't working. It's some kind of like race condition where I'm just calling things in the wrong order. Oh, this one const reset game. I'm just gonna try and optimize a few things and see if that helps at all. So I'm gonna move all of these into one called reset game. I'm just gonna pass that instead of prop drilling, like 3 of these. And this is another important thing to do, just to clean up. Like if you're messing around and trying to figure out how something works, just clean up your components once you've sort of figured out what you need to do. What do we use result? We actually have a show result. Actually, I'm not really sure why this is in here. Because do we pass in user selection and computer selection? I guess it's because otherwise we'd have to prop drill it. Let me try doing this. I'm gonna create a new folder called utils. And I'm gonna bring this into there and see if that makes any kind of difference. Just gonna say selection, computer selection, set result, and set user points and user points. Okay, we'll export that. And then, how do we declare the winner? Okay, and a use effect. No. What's all of these? All right, let's see if this works. I don't know if this is gonna work. Yeah, because then it never... They didn't do any of the console logging. It didn't work. All right. Bring that back. If you know the answer to the problem, feel free to comment down below. I'm going to give this 5 more minutes and then we're going to end it if we can't figure it out. And I'll post what the real solution was. Okay, see, that works. But it's just because it's defaulting to the 5th option. I wonder if we change it to a switch. Oh, this is silly, but I wonder if it would work. Okay. That would be really silly if that worked. Yeah, no, it's something in the data. Paper null. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Ah, okay. There we go. We're getting an answer now. So the second response is always no. Oh, that's so interesting. So why is it that's null? Because we're getting computer selection. Like, it's literally right there. But within... Oh, that's so interesting. All right, so what if this has to take in comp select? Like, that's just a requirement. Okay, and then we'll say computer selection. Yeah, okay. Comp select string. Good. And then computer selection. String. Okay. Oh, no, hold on. Okay. Now let's try it. Still no. You know, this all broke when I decided to get I decided to move where we called the get computer selection. What if I put this back in here? What if we just do that first? The body of a function. Oh, whoops. I put it in the wrong place. There we go. Okay, so we have the computer selection. It's a tie. All right, that works. But the house didn't pick anything. Oh, I already have that there. My bad. Let's see if that works. Why is it always the same? Okay, there we go. Good. Good. Yes. Okay. I'm satisfied that that is now working. Whew, that took a lot. And it was totally unnecessary. All right. If I... You know what? Well, I just don't like this dynamic. Let me just run it one more time with comp select. Or can I just run it now that I've changed it? Like, Yes. 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 Okay, that seems to be working. Okay, I'm satisfied that that is working as expected. So I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. So we'll get rid of this. We'll get rid of comp select. Take it out of here. We don't need it anymore. And it's good to, as I said, just clean this stuff up when you realize you don't need it anymore. Yeah, so this is going to get the first result, get the first computer selection when game loads, gets all subsequent computer selections. Excuse me. All right. All right, cool. So yeah, it did get a little bit messy. Some of these I could actually export to a util. So like this, I'm gonna move into my utils here. This one I could also move. But yeah, overall, I'm pretty content with that. It did take a little bit longer than I thought, but seems to be working as expected. So yeah, we used, not the best algorithm in the world, but we used this function to determine whether or not the user was the winner or the computer was the winner. We realized we had an error with it just because we weren't actually checking whether or not the result from the computer was being passed in time, and really it just wasn't being passed to the function in the correct timing. So that was the issue there, but we just needed to call it at a different point in order for that to work correctly. So once we got that, we passed that to our game, and then now when we click on our rock, paper, scissors, they load correctly and we get correct results. The only thing I might wait to do is like display the points. I noticed that the points were updating prior to the I wonder if, or no, if I just put them together, I wonder if that works. The points were updating prior to the game actually being called, which wasn't great, because then you know if you won or not. Like, that works. I seem to always win at this game. Now that we changed it, there's no losing. Okay, no, they just win. All right, cool. So that seems to work. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more content like this, feel free to subscribe down below. And if you want to see the rest of the videos in this challenge, I'll leave a link to the playlist up here so you can check those out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.